All right, Coach, you're into year two now. Obviously, last year you got in right before the start of the season. Not a lot of time to work and to develop a team, but yet you still had one of the best years in program history. Talk about that year and what it's meant to be able to have that success early on with the team and for them to buy in.
Well, I think last season, getting here 3 days before the season actually started, there were feelings of anxiousness, nervousness, and being really excited. And it's weird because I still have all of those same feelings with this season coming up. It's just in a different way. So last season it was excited to get started, nervous because I didn't know how the team was going to react to me, and anxious because I didn't know the ability. So we did have a rocky start in the beginning of last season, but we found that team cohesion and we really were able to pull it all together by the end of the season, which it was pretty successful. So I'm hoping that we can pick off with where we left off and just continue to grow from there.
Talk about having that off season now to work with most of the team back, to be able to work with them, and then being able to bring in newcomers now, but at least you've had a full year to work with your upperclassmen.
Right. I think getting here last season, in jumping right into preseason, I kind of had to adapt a little bit and blend from previous coaching styles with my coaching styles so we could find an even medium. And then in the spring, I was able to really incorporate a lot of my philosophies and find potential recruits to bring in that fit those philosophies. So now it's a matter of getting buy-in and the team adapting to me more as my coaching philosophy and my style.
Talk about now you're coming into year two. Obviously some success in year one, some things you want to work on. What are some goals as far as the team that you want to push for early on in this camp and then getting into the season?
I think it sounds a little silly, but staying healthy, and honestly a goal is for the team to kind of realize their limits, pushing them to that point where they can overcome that mental portion of the game and push through it, but also listening to their bodies where like, whoa, I can't handle that much of a workload. I think a lot of the team, if not all of them, really worked hard over the summer and held everyone accountable. So we're able to kind of raise the level of practices and workouts now. So that's one goal I would say within preseason, but of course we have team goals as far as winning the conference, improving our record, kind of taking everything that we achieved last season and just raising the bar.
You mentioned the conference. Obviously, it's ever-changing right now. It's growing. Talk about what that growth is going to mean as more teams come in and it's reaching out farther into the region.
I think what it means for us is that we just get to see more volleyball and getting a chance to see different teams, different people, different players. It's fun. It raises the level of competition and I think it'll push our team to a limit that they can handle, and no one's ever actually really pushed them there. So it's exciting.
I know you talk about the team and pushing each other a little bit, and you've seen that so far in camp. Who are some of the leaders or people that you're looking for to not only to step up, but also help coach some of the freshmen and newcomers coming in and really get them to buy into your system?
I think that we have some great senior leadership, and we actually have a lot of seniors this year. We have 6. So they each have a different leadership position in a different way, which is great. And then Ellie, who graduated or no longer has eligibility, she's sticking on as an assistant. So there is that kind of tradition hanging around. So there's definitely knowledgeable volleyball IQ within the team right now. But then it's really fun to see the girls that were freshmen last year that are starting to kind of find their voice and showing people where to go. So I honestly think I have a team full of leaders, which can be problematic at sometimes, but they each know their role and they enjoy and embrace what their role is. So.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.
Okay, coming into your senior year, having been here for 3 years, what's it mean to kind of to see everything wrapping up and know that this is your final year and looking at that?
It's kind of scary but it's really nice to see how the program has kind of evolved over the years that I have been here because, I mean, we did go through a lot of changes with like a new coach and like changing programs and stuff like that, but it's really exciting. I like where we are, and I think this will be a good year to end on for me as a senior. But
talk about, you mentioned new coach, having Coach Kylie in. Obviously, you got to work with her last year, and for you all, you came in the fall with her, but she wasn't there for very long before you came in.
Right.
But having to work through it and then being able to work with her in the spring and kind of develop her philosophy and kind of work on that, what's it been like going into this next year, this final year?
It was a really nice transition. Kylie came in and she was really open to a lot of things that we had done in the past rather than just completely changing everything and doing kind of what she wanted to do for the program. And I think she slowly kind of incorporated what she wanted to happen, and we were all on board. We really like her, and she's a really awesome coach. So she made it easier for us to go from the transition, and then it made it a lot easier for us to go into this year, having a lot to look forward to.
Okay. As you have been here each year, the win totals have gotten higher and higher. Last year was one of the best years in school history. Talk about what that's been like coming in and seeing every year that your team has progressed. You and your teammates have gotten better and better.
Yeah. So as a freshman, I got to play as a freshman, which was a huge deal for me. And things weren't clicking with the team. I don't know if it was our program or if it was just the skill wasn't there, the communication wasn't there. So that was really tough for me to come into kind of a losing program. And then sophomore year, kind of still trying to find our niche in a sense. But it's been a nice, a progression going from basically the bottom of our conference and kind of adding on each year and getting better and better. So it's been really nice to see improvement.
You've mentioned the conference. Your senior class, the 4 years, is the first to be in this conference for all 4 years. Mm-hmm. And you've mentioned that transition and to see the parity and to see how much better the conference is getting with its growth and its changes. Talk about what it's been like in that conference and seeing it develop, learning the teams, developing with them, and that kind of the parity that has developed for most of the conference.
Yeah, it was nice to kind of come in and have the upperclassmen tell us oh, these are technically our rivals and these are the really good teams and things like that, and then kind of the teams that are just a nice, not necessarily a practice game, but a game to make us better, as in playing at a higher level rather than falling to their level. But I think over the years the conference has just gotten really strong, and I came in thinking that this conference was kind of just not so great, but all of the teams have just constantly progressed over the years, and it's just really nice to see that we're going along with them and being able to compete at the same level as the top teams in our conference.
Talk about the experience of being able to travel, and I know being from Texas you may have done it some more, but for a lot of people from West Virginia and the old conference, but being able to go to Nashville and try different places, and it keeps growing, and every year you're getting to go to different places. What's that been like?
For me personally, it's interesting being able to go from state to state in a day because Texas is so big, so I really don't get to travel to other states that much. But it's awesome. I think it's really good to get a new atmosphere and in a new environment and play all over the place rather than just sticking to the same 3 places, But it's been a lot of fun getting to spend that time with the team on road trips, and I think road trips are really the ones that help you bond better, and you really kind of have that, we are a team, this is what we're all here for kind of deal. So
what's it, you being able to bond with the team? You're you have 6 seniors on your squad, you're one of 6. Talk about the leadership and being able to bring in the freshmen and bonding as quickly as y'all have a little bit over these first couple of days, and what that's been like as far as team unity.
This has been one of the easiest teams that I've been on, personality-wise, just because we have a lot of players that voice their opinions, and it's not necessarily bickering. It's a lot of, okay, I hear what you're saying, I agree with you, let's figure it out, or whatever, things like that. So it's been really nice to myself come in as a freshman and kind of build up what I wanted to expect of myself as a senior on the team or a leader. And it's making it easier for me to be at a lower level, when I came in as a freshman, to realize how to approach freshmen and bring them in and just make sure that they're constantly like involved with what they're doing. They're not considered freshmen on the team; they're a player. So.
All right, thank you very much.